Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 career mode here on the channel. Today I hope you're all having a great day. We have a super exciting day ahead. We have two road course races in a must-win scenario to make the playoffs, and I feel like it couldn't be in any better scenario for us coming from a road course racing background. And on top of that, we had some more exciting news to share. We have actually signed for a one-off race with Sam Hunt Racing in the Xfinity Series later this season at the Charlotte Roval. That will be our Xfinity debut, and on top of that, if we can win here today, we are going to better our stock for getting a full-time opportunity in Xfinity next season. But on top of that, we now know we're going to have an opportunity to prove ourselves in some, I would say, mid-tier equipment in the Xfinity Series with that Sam Hunt Racing team. So there is some exciting things ahead, to say the least, and I am very much looking forward to the Charlotte Roval. You can see, maybe not looking forward to qualifying here in Lime Rock Park because I make a big mistake right at the tail end of the lap, and that is going to cost us some ground as we come into the final right-hander down the front straightaway to the line. We won here in ARCA. Can we win here in the Truck Series to put ourselves into the playoffs? Well, not qualifying P17. You're not going to be able to get into the playoffs doing that. So we have some work to do. However, I am super confident in the actual speed of this Toyota Tundra. So Corey Heim on pole position. We have the new sponsorship on the truck, and probably by the end of this episode, as long as we run well, we're going to have more sponsorship opportunities as well. But this is going to be right here, Lime Rock Park, our biggest opportunity of the entire season to make the playoffs. We have got a fully upgraded truck right now, level 6 everything, and this is the opportunity we've been waiting for. Now, we screwed up qualifying, so we're going to have to spend pretty well both stages, the first two stages, working our way through traffic as the green flag is out, and we are underway here from Lime Rock Park now, and I am up for the challenge. I am very confident in this truck's ability here in this number 10 as we get through these first couple of corners right behind the number 88 of Matt Crafton. We've fortunately been able to simmer that rivalry that we had. It was a very one-sided rivalry, of course. I mean, 3 moments of me using up Crafton or, wrecking him even in Texas, but we've been able to move on. We had that probation after that crash with Kyle Busch. We've survived the probation, actually, and after probation, I wrecked myself and collected Kyle Busch in Michigan, which was embarrassing, but obviously you're not going to get probation for wrecking yourself, but definitely a very up and down season as we're getting a bit physical on this opening lap here, but it's been an interesting one. Of course, we started the season, so slow, considering the fact that, Tricon in this last second deal with them building our trucks after buying out our contract, everything kind of came into effect, right on the spot. So it wasn't an easy situation for us to be thrown in. Top Tier Racing wasn't anticipating moving up from ARCA. They are a team that wanted to stick with ARCA, and now, of course, they had to move up to trucks. Now, if we do go full-time Xfinity Racing next season, their plan is to actually leave the Truck Series and go back down to just some ARCA team program, and then give another young driver coming up the ranks an opportunity. As for myself here in Stage 1, we've got 8 laps of racing, and we are moving our way forward. We're now leaning on the 07 Gainbridge Silverado there for Spire of Corey LaJoy. We'll pass him for 12th position. We run down Grant Enfinger, who tries to shut the door on me, but I am just going to squeeze up the inside nonetheless. You got Andres Perez right here just in front of us for the 10th position. We'll go around Enfinger on the outside here as we continue on, and now we'll look up the right side on the exit of the final turn in the run into turn number 1, and we'll be able to get ourselves now in front of Perez. Now, just as well, a little note here. So last episode, we had Bailey Curry pick up a victory, and I have decided, because that's a third part-time driver to win their way into the playoffs, well, there's only 10 drivers that make the playoffs in trucks. 30% currently of our playoffs is part-time drivers that should not be in the playoffs because the game didn't bother to get that part right, unfortunately. So what I am going to be doing, because it's such a large number, 30% is a large number of your playoffs that should not be there. So I am going to be manually doing the playoffs no matter what. I am taking it into my own hands, and yeah, we're going to manually do the playoffs, which is going to be really easy, and we'll just simply have a graphic on the screen, basically, that shows you the actual playoff situation as we finish 8th in stage number 1 behind Lane Riggs here. Mozak in P6, Corey Heim taking stage 1. I feel like I've got something for Corey Heim, and he better be ready now as we're going to pit for 4 tires and fuel and get ready for stage 2 and regain a spot. So now we pass Riggs, move up to the left side, unfortunately, in P7 though, just behind Connor Mozak, who's having, like I said, a really good run, of course a road course guy, as stage 2 underway, 8 laps once again as we're side by side with the 34 into turn number 1. Kligerman here, of course, another driver that's got plenty of road course experience in a very seasoned road course racer. Parker Kligerman, honestly, I would put him in the category of very underrated road course drivers. Of course, he was so close to winning at the Roval in 2024 until NASCAR threw one of the most embarrassing cautions in the history of the entire sport. As we continue now to the right side of Mozak, who had to kind of lift there to not go side by side with Kligerman, and now I'll go side by side with him. And as you can see, as we exit the right-hander, he's going to re-clear me. And now here comes Lane Riggs back to my left side as we're going to just brake late into the corner, get back alongside Mozak here. This is for 6th position, and it's currently Heim running away again here. And I believe we got Majeski up there. How about Gio Ruggiero running in the top 3, having a great run there as we go side by side with Mozak down the front straightaway in towards turn number 1. You want to brake right around the 4 to 5 sign on the left side, and we'll go dead even here with Mozak in that 81 Silverado, but we should be able to hopefully clear him. No, Mozak is not making this easy. I mean, this is a guy that knows how to get around a road course very well, just like we do, so he is going to make this difficult, and he is certainly proving it now as we come through to the right-hander. We're still wheel to wheel. We've been side by side for nearly a full lap, but he would give up the spot and let me clear him, so we would move through into P6, and immediately we're going to bring the fight to Parker Kligerman and that Food Country USA number 75 as we exit the final turn down the front straightaway. Look at the run we've got. We've as well got some draft. We'll pull on a line to the right-hand side, have the preferred lane into turn number 1. Kligerman not going to put up anywhere close to the same amount of fight that we just had from Mozak, so we take the position for 5th, and we would run down 4th, 3rd, and 2nd within a couple of moments now. Heim is gone. I know if we're going to, of course, win this race and get our first win as a Truck Series driver, we're going to have to go through Corey Heim, and that is not an easy task. We think about Charlotte, where we thought we were going to have a chance to win. Heim put an end to that. Well, so did Kyle Larson, of course, who won that race. And then Michigan, Heim was just so difficult at the end of that race. Of course, it didn't help that I wrecked myself in Michigan, but we clear Ross Chastain, who's making one of his few starts on the season, and move ourselves up into 4th, coming to the final lap of stage number 2, and we've got a nice run here on the back of Ruggiero. White flag in the air for stage 2. Corey Heim's already heading off into turn number 1. We've got a big one on Ruggiero, and that 17 Tricon Tundra up the inside here as we continue to move forward, and now this will be for the 3rd position, just behind Ty Majeski. I don't think we're going to be able to get Majeski before the end of the lap, but we're settling in at least to a great result here. Heim takes stage 1 and 2, Majeski in 2nd, myself in P3. Very happy with that, because I think we're setting ourselves up very well to go into stage 3 and bring the attack to Corey Heim. We have got a very real chance to pick up our first win here today. I really want to win on an oval here on the Truck Series, of course, and we're really close to doing that. But of course, right now it looks like a road course is going to be the one that comes first, as we all pit for tires and fuel, and we get in front of Majeski on the pits, putting us on the front row with Corey Heim. Stage 3 officially underway. Here we go, drag racing down into turn number 1. Who's going to get into there first? It's going to be Heim. He's already clear. That's okay. Not really worried about that now, as we're going to be patient here. We're on lap 17. We've got 25 laps total, so of course less than 10 laps of racing. Doesn't even take a full minute to get around this racetrack here. I love these short track style road courses. They are absolutely fantastic now, as it just kind of brings that short track vibe to it, that beating and banging and the physicality. It's great. So we are now on the back of the safe light number 11. We're already driving away from 3rd place of Ruggiero and the rest of the field here as we come through the final turn. This is coming to lap 19 at this point, and here we go with a bit of a run on the 11. Do we have enough of a run to maybe make a move into turn number 1? I'm going to show the nose. We're going for it up the inside for the lead here, yet we have yet to lead a lap properly here in the Truck Series. Could we do so right here, side by side with Corey Heim for the lead of this race, the championship favorite versus the underdog that continues to improve as the season goes continues on and becomes a threat. Not enough. Himes able to stay in front as we come to lap 20 at this point, and he had still been able to manage the gap. We had actually kind of stopped driving away from Ruggiero and the rest of the field. I think we just both kind of almost like we're backing the pace down a little bit here, but as well, of course, we were fighting, so it doesn't help us pull away from the rest of the drivers behind. But nonetheless, as we come to lap 21, still just kind of stalking this number 11, waiting for the right opportunity, as once he cleared me after that one move I tried to make, it took me a few laps to get myself back into a position where I was close enough out of the final turn to be able to even have an opportunity to make that same move into turn number 1. We come to lap 22 at this point, approaching just 3 laps to go, and we have now opened up a bit more of a gap to Ruggiero, and as we approach 3 to go, here we go, we're pretty close, and we hook up that final right-hander. There's the run again. Corey Heim, are we close enough to get to this number 11? We're closer than we were the first time. Let's fire it up the inside one more time. Can we complete this pass for the lead here in Lime Rock Park? We won here a season ago in ARCA. Can we do it again? As we nearly clear, we do. We slide across the nose, got a little bit aggressive there, nearly drove myself off the track, but we clear Corey Heim. We have officially taken the lead here from Lime Rock Park. Is it about to happen? Are we finally about to win? Fresh off the announcement that we're going to get a one-off Xfinity start at the Charlotte Roval later this season with Sam Hunt racing in Xfinity. Well, we come to the final lap here in Lime Rock Park, and we're leading the way by several car lengths into turn 1. But Heim, he's going to keep us honest. We're going to have to work for this one now. We know, of course, how strong he is overall. This is not going to be easy, and we are slipping and sliding around as the tires continue to wear, as we actually overdrive a little bit. Hold on a second. Here comes Heim back at us. It's maybe Heim time here as we try to hang on, as he's just a few car lengths back, but we would manage through the final few corners for the first time in our Truck Series career. A must-win to get into the playoffs. Well, we're going to do it. We're going to take victory for the first time here in Lime Rock Park. Let's go, guys. Come on. Come on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, playoffs. Let's go make this happen. You hear the excitement on the radio as we get to do our first burnout in the Truck Series, and boy, does that feel good. If you're wondering how I'm doing this, because the game doesn't have burnouts, practice mode, turn the AI off, and there you go. There's your burnouts for the game. So we got to make do with what we have, as there we climb out of the truck to celebrate our first win in the Truck Series. Can we make it happen again? Don't forget, we have another road course race on the way in this episode at Watkins Glen. We do have an oval in between, and unfortunately for me, it's actually one of my worst ovals, so we're not going to get to back things up, as we are continue to work on upgrading our trucks, and we should actually maybe be able to get another level 6 part into our level 4 truck at the end of today's episode. There you see the points there. So we're now in the playoffs. So completely disregard Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, as well as Bailey Curry. And correct me if I'm wrong, is Parker Kligerman part-time or full-time in the game? I'm not sure if they have him as a full-time guy in the game or not. But nonetheless, well, I'll have to look into that before we get to the playoffs, and hopefully someone can let me know down below. But we qualify in 13th here from IRP, or Lucas Oil Raceway Park, I guess we want to call it. Corey Heim on pole. This is, like I said, I mean, this has historically not been a great oval for myself, so I wasn't really expecting a great race here. This is kind of just the bridge between Lime Rock and Watkins Glen. But now the pressure is off for the most part, because we know, okay, we've won a truck race. We have proven that we can win in the third series, and now I feel like the next step is winning on an oval, and if we can do that, we're really going to solidify ourselves as a potential threat in the NASCAR world, and going up into Xfinity next season as well. But nonetheless, just winning in general, even if it was just a road course, it's going to increase our stock and opportunities hopefully going forward. Now, I mean, of course, we're having a completely different season than a guy like Corey Heim, who's actually already signed to stay in the Truck Series for one more season, as he's now in the development program with 2311. I guess they've got some kind of plan to move him up at some point, but right now, the way it is, they've got him staying in trucks for at least another season, as we are looking to, we only have one win. He has like 9, but we're looking to make that leap up into the Xfinity Series next season. But of course, if Heim was moving up, he'd be going to a top team. It looks like for us, we might be looking at a mid-tier team like Sam Hunt Racing or something along those lines of of course, we do have a one-off with them coming up here at the Charlotte Roval, so it'll kind of come down to how we perform then. But here in, of course, the Lucas Oil Raceway, it's now been going great for me. We're starting to actually move forward right at the end of Stage 1. 15 laps here in Stage 1, and, I mean, we qualified 13th. We just made a pass for 12th finally, and as we come to 2 to go, now starting to put some pressure as well on the 99 of Ben Rhodes. But overall, I mean, I was actually pretty content with the handling of this number 10 Toyota Tundra. It's just it wasn't really all that fast. So of course we're running the all level 4 truck here at Lucas Oil Raceway, so I wasn't expecting the most speed in the world, but I did expect a bit more considering some races recently with the level 4 truck. We've been able to even sneak some top 5s, and Pocono was great, Michigan was great, but this is a track that I've just struggled at in general, so it's really not the biggest shock in the world. Final lap of stage number 1. Again, Corey Himes taking the stage win, another playoff point, as we'll exit turn 4 down the front straightaway. It'll be P11 for us here in stage number 1. We'll miss out on some stage points, but on the long run, we know there's some actually decent speed in this number 10, so I'm hoping that we can kind of have some green flag runs. We have not seen really many cautions lately. I feel like there was an update that came out that almost seemed like it changed the frequency of crashes, because we have not been seeing anywhere close to the amount of crashes that we had been seeing previously. So I am going to turn the incident frequency slider up starting next episode, and we'll see what the outcome is of that. Nonetheless, here we are now in stage 2 and trying to move our way forward after, well, knocking down the outside wall, of course, as you guys know I love to do. But behind Ben Rhodes here into turn number 3, we're actually going to scrape it one more time. At this point, we're 3 wide through 3 and 4, and I didn't even realize it now. As we exit the corner, we're still, I think we might still be 3 wide. No, we're 2 by 2 now, as we've got Honeycutt to my inside, and I was really struggling actually running up here on the outside lane, just struggling to keep it out of the wall. I'm just going to blame that on the controller, I swear. Once we get to a wheel here in, well, only a few weeks now at this point, I'm going to feel way more confident putting it up on the wall as we continue rolling through 3 and 4. Now on lap 3, passing Ben Rhodes, so moving back up into the 12th position. You got Connor Mozak here just in front of myself now as we head off into turn number 1. Haim is under pressure right now from Ty Majeski, but he continues to lead the race nonetheless. We had entered the top 10 now, passing the 45 of Honeycutt here to go into that top 10 stage points paying position. And then as we come to lap 9, looking to the inside of Jake Garcia, as you can see behind us, Ben Rhodes, he was running right down on that bottom lane. Love to see the AI where they can actually make speed as well in multiple lanes, because I've noticed some tracks here in this game where the AI, when they run the top, they don't generate the same speed that the player can generate, which is something I would like to see changed and updated, hopefully improved, I should say. That's really the word I'm looking for. But we do clear Garcia and move ourselves up into the 9th position. The continuous climb forward goes on right to the final lap. Unfortunately, we didn't get any further in this order in stage 2. So P9 in stage 2, a couple of stage points. Corey Haim, another playoff point. He's already a lock for the Final Four, I would say, before we've even hit the end of the regular season. Of course, after this race right here, there'll be 2 races left in the regular season. Watkins, Glen, and Richmond will finish the regular season and start the playoffs in the next episode. As everyone pits for 4 tires and field, stage 3 underway here from Lucas Oil Raceway now, as it's a bit of a poor start into turn number 1. It's 20 laps of racing, so we will not need a green flag pit stop. We're on a bit of a trend right here of not having green flag pit stops even on the 25% 4X wear and feel races now, as here comes Kyle Busch to my outside, and that number 7 as we roll off into turn number 3. I didn't even realize Kyle Busch was in this race. He's just kind of been irrelevant, but it looks like he's working his way forward, and now he's trying to pass myself as I continue to try and race Kyle Busch with the utmost respect here, as of course he is a Cup champion, and he called me out, of course, a few races back, a few episodes back, and we don't want to make Cup enemies before we've even reached the Xfinity series, and we're gonna have to get used to racing those Cup guys. Of course, we've built a bit of a reputation all throughout the prologue in our career mode of being a little bit over aggressive, and I'm trying to clean that up. As you can see now though, Kyle Busch to my inside to clear us on the exit of turn 4 now with 13 laps to go in stage 3. He is on the move, so we drop back down to P10 as I was now fighting to the inside of Gio Ruggiero. New leader, by the way, it's no longer Corey Heim. After dominating the first 2 stages, Lane Riggs is out in front, looking to get to victory lane. Riggs is now in position, and then it was short-lived because Corey Heim would actually take the lead from him in these closing laps. So now it looks like Corey Heim's about to win this race again, as we're to the inside of Daniel Hemrick, actually going for a bit of a slider on him. Will get across his nose. Lane Riggs actually takes the lead back with 2 laps to go. Hold on, Lane Riggs is about to find victory lane here potentially in Lucas Oil Raceway as we move up into 8th position, approaching the final lap. Can I get to Grant Enfinger? I would love to, because the sponsor goal is P7 and we're running P8, but we're not going to get there. Final lap here, and it's Lane Riggs through 3 and 4. Finally, he's going to get to victory lane out of turn 4, his first win of the season. Lane Riggs takes it as we're going to come through 3 and 4, and we're going to have to settle for the 8th position behind Enfinger, Kyle Busch, Chandler Smith, and Tyler Ankrum to the line. It's respectable, honestly, result. I am not too disappointed by that. And yeah, I mean, this sets us up well going into Watkins Glen. Actually, Heim dropped to 3rd at the end of that race, so Ty Majeski would get through into 2nd position as well. So great result for Majeski as we're going to get ready to go for Watkins Glen now. And we know Watkins Glen is going to be an opportunity once again to win. However, do keep in mind, when we went to Watkins Glen in ARCA, we struggled to win there, so it's not going to be easy. Finish 3rd or better in the next race, we'll actually get JBL as a sponsor. I think that's very possible. We would put some level 6 shocks now on the level 4 truck because our suspension, was worn on the level 4 truck, so I decided, okay, let's make that jump, pay the $50,000-ish and put a level 6 suspension on the level 4 truck as we slowly upgrade that truck. As long as we continue to run up front and finish up front, we're going to be pulling in enough money with the sponsor and the purse money to be able to afford those level 6 parts for the rest of this season. So we're back to the fully level 6 trunk here for Watkins Glen, and we qualify P9. So some work to do, and unlike Lime Rock Park, I was really happy with my lap. So I was a bit surprised to see I was nearly a full second behind Corey Heim. Going into the race, though, I've got a lot of confidence here as we, of course, just picked up our first Truck Series career win a few moments ago at Lime Rock Park, where right turns were required, and they're required once again here from Watkins Glen. So we've got some hope, but of course, hope only gets you so far. You've got to have the determination, and you got to work for it. So the green flag is going to fly here from Watkins Glen. It's 5 laps of racing in stage number 1 as we head off into turn number 1. 90-degree right-hander heavy braking zone behind the 81 of Connor Mozak in our lane. I believe that was Ankrum to my right-hand side. Now, as we'll try to clear him, we do clear Ankrum here up into the, of course, S's, and Mozak right there already is going to back out of it now as we're going to go alongside him. Now, Lane Riggs, we're going to have to stack up just behind him, and that's going to allow Mozak to stay up to my left. Now, in ARCA, there was huge checkups right here going into the bus stop, so let's pay attention to see if we see any more of that. I do see it to a degree, but it's always a little bit better up front as we dive into the inside there of the 98, but now lose the momentum, and Riggs gets back in front of me now as we're still making actual contact right there with Mozak now as we try to clear him through the carousel, and I jump to the inside of the 34 Levs Ford F-150 front row motorsports driver of Lane Riggs. Just finally picked up that win in Lucas Oil, but we clear him, and now to lap 2 into turn 1 up the inside of Majeski, who actually, I mean, fair play to him, he outbrakes me into turn 1 as actually getting to the back of him a little bit there, not wanting to run into the back of him. Just kind of happened as Kyle Larson is actually leading this race as we come through these S's now up the elevation, and on my left side is Majeski, who's not making this quite easy, and right off the bat I can tell I don't have the same speed that I had in Lime Rock Park. We definitely have a top 3 truck. I absolutely know if nothing goes wrong here, we're going to finish top 3, top 2 today, but I just don't know if I've got a truck capable of winning this race. I think both Larson and Heim have a little bit more than I have just based off the first few laps. 2 laps to go in stage 1. We've now run down Kyle Busch for the 5th position. Busch doing plenty of truck races this season as we pull to the right side, and we'll drag race our way down into the bus stop. We'll clear that number 7 and now set our sights on Parker Kligerman, your Daytona winner, as we try to get 4th position. Do we have enough time in stage 1 to run down and pass that 75? That's the next question. It's going to be close here as we come to the final lap of stage 1, and we've got some draft, we've got a run. I think we can get Kligerman before this is over here from 9th to potentially 4th in the first and opening stage, side by side into the bus stop. Is he going to back out of it? No, he's not. He's going to make this difficult there as we do clear him, though. Into the bus stop we go wide. It allows Kligerman to fight back. Now, bit of contact there. It's hard to avoid contact side by side on the exit of the bus stop chicane, but we do clear Kligerman out of the carousel, and now up into P4. Kyle Larson's on cruise control here in stage number 1. He's going to take the opening stage over Heim, who's right there on his back bumper. Ruggiero having another great road course effort in 3rd, 4th for us here in the opening stage. Overall, very happy with the progress that we made. Going into stage 2, though, I mean, the focus now is trying to get Ruggiero and then see what we can do with Heim as well as Kyle Larson, and I really just don't know if we've got what we need for them, but we're going to pit for 4 tires, fuel, and get ready to go green for this second middle stage here. Going to be starting on the right side now. Unfortunately, they still always put the preferred lane on the left, or the leading lane, of course. The leader of Kyle Larson you would think would be on the right side, but nonetheless, we start down into turn number 1, and Ruggiero is going to be able to clear me, but it's going to go to the outside of the 11. His teammate there, as I barely peek the nose up the inside. We'll be side by side on the exit of turn number 1. Heim clears Larson for the lead of this race now as we continue side by side with the 17 JBL Tundra. We might have the same sponsorship starting next episode, of course, as Gio Ruggiero, but he won't clear us here down the back straightaway, and that was all I actually had for the time being. We come through to lap 3, and I actually had not been able to pass Ruggiero yet. We just kind of settled in here to the 4th position, so a bit surprised by that. I honestly thought I would have a little bit more, and I still think I do. I do think we can get this 17 here in the final couple of laps, but it's not going to be easy. I was having to run just about perfect. You know, in Lime Rock, I could be a little bit iffy and a little bit rough around the edges, and I would still be really fast. But here on Watkins Glen, I was having to run perfect laps to really have a chance to be able to run down even 3rd position of Ruggiero, which finally, to the start of the final lap in stage 2, we're finally here making a move up the inside of him, down the straightaway in towards the bus stop. It's Corey Heim over Larson here in stage 2 now as we head off into the chicane, and Ruggiero actually lets me have it, so we move ourselves into the 3rd position. Thank you very much. And now we can set our sights on Kyle Larson and Heim going into stage 3, but I just don't know if I've got enough for those guys at this point. I think really the goal in stage 3 is just to keep them honest and keep them in striking distance, because the fuel situation is going to be something to note as we come through to the end of stage 2. Heim takes the stage, Larson 2nd, myself in 3rd over Gio Ruggiero and Ty Majeski to round out the top 5. Overall, pretty happy with the truck. It's just not as fast as I had hoped. So we're all going to pit for 4 tires and fuel once again, and we've got 9 laps in the race left. I'm not sure if that's exactly the count we're going to have in stage 3, but we're about to find out as Corey Heim, Kyle Larson, your front row, lead the field back to green flag racing, and it's going to be 8 laps of racing to go. I think it is. Yes, it's 8 laps of racing left, and we've got 7 laps of fuel. So if we can find a way to maybe save 1 lap of fuel, which is very doable on a road course, I mean, I think we're going to be able to avoid a pit stop, and I guarantee we're not going to be the only one that does that. So we're immediately thinking, okay, I don't know if I've got the pace to beat Corey Heim or Kyle Larson straight up, so what if we try to beat them in a different way? We're banking on them not saving fuel as we nearly plow into the back of Corey Heim, but we're going to save fuel at some point. We're not going to save it right now. We're going to try and build up a gap to the rest of the field first, and then we're going to save some fuel and see if we can stretch this to the end of the race. We only need to save about a lap here. We come to lap 12 of 18. Actually, the field down to 5 laps at this point, so it's not going to be easy because, I mean, we've got well over 5 laps to go. And as these laps are going on, you can see as we come towards approaching lap 13, we have driven a good gap to the cars behind. But Corey Heim and Kyle Larson, they're gapping me a little bit here. So now coming to lap 14, 5 laps to go at the line. we've got 4 laps of fuel. So we're still saving. Of course, we're trying to come back around and see 4 laps of fuel. When we hit 4 laps to go, we know at that point we'll be guaranteed good. But we do know one thing. Now watch the estimated fuel here. Coming to, we're at right now 4.5 laps left. And there it goes. It goes down to 3 laps. We're about half a lap short right now. That's very much savable. But however, do keep in mind as well, at least on some ovals we have seen, when you get down to about an estimated lap of just 0 laps of fuel, you can usually go an extra lap or so. But I don't know what the case is for a road course. Kyle Larson's pitting. He loses the lead, but I think it's because he was going wide, and now he's pitting. Larson comes in. He's not even trying to make it to the end. He pits with 4 to go as Heim takes the lead. Kligerman moves into P3. We move into P2. We're still committing to saving fuel, and you're really going to notice my fuel saving tactics are going to increase from this point on, as we're going to be trying to shift a little bit earlier, only go down to 3rd gear instead of 2nd gear. We've still got 3 laps of fuel in the car. Now it goes down to 2 laps, so you can see the visual amount that we've gained. I mean, the lap count's not going down until the exit now of the bus stop. So now coming to 3 laps to go, it says 2 laps of fuel. We know there's a bit of grace in there. We can go a little bit further, but Corey Heim, as I've been saving fuel, he's driving away. There's no doubt in my mind Corey Heim cannot make it, because he is full push at this point. He is probably going to pit coming to 2 laps to go, maybe even coming to the white flag, but Kyle Larson and many others have already come into the pits and said, yeah, we can't make it, we're going to pit and try to go from there. So the Truck Series is so weird for that, because of the length of the races in the fuel tanks. It kind of creates these fuel situations that hopefully we won't really see much of in Xfinity or Cup, but it's certainly a thing in the Truck Series now. And approaching 2 to go, I think Heim's pitting. Yes, he is. Corey Heim's coming into the pits, coming to 2 laps to go. We're going to risk it. We're going to stay out. We're not going to win by pitting. So we're going to try it. I know for a fact someone else is going to try it, and it looks like Majeski, Ty Majeski, is staying out with me. I think we're the only, a few of us are staying out trying this strategy, but he is one of them. So now we are in ultra save mode, and my left front tire is really wearing too. We got just over 2 seconds to Ty Majeski, and you're going to notice me on cruise control through the bus stop, just letting things roll here. Now staying in 3rd gear. They want me to pit. My left front's absolutely just destroyed, but we are not pitting. We're going to try and hang on. I have backed my pace way down coming to the final lap. Now we're going to get back up into 4th gear. Ty Majeski is coming quick. This is not over. Through the final turn, coming to the final lap at this point. One last chance to pit. We don't take it. Estimated fuel, 0 laps. When is it going to run out? I feel like we have saved a good amount as we start the final lap of this race. Down to 3rd gear. We have to go down into 2nd if we want to get a good drive off the corner. We run a little bit wide. Here comes Ty Majeski mounting the pressure on this final lap of racing here in Watkins Glen. If we're going to get our 2nd win here today, it's not going to be easy, as he continues to close in on us through the elevation down towards the back straightaway now, and I just don't know how much fuel we got left. It could run out at any moment at this point, but I have spent so many laps saving. I am just hopeful it gets to the end. Now on cruise control into this bus stop chicane. If we can get through here, hold on. Majeski closes up multiple car lengths. He's right to our back bumper, practically into the carousel now, rolling in 3rd gear, hoping I can get a good runoff. Now we got to go for some speed. Down into 2nd, back up into 3rd. We open up a bit of a gap. The left front's down to 8%. It should be okay, as now Majeski, we've put a gap on him. We got to save for at least another corner, I feel like. Now we go down into 3rd. We're going to stay in 3rd just to save a little bit more fuel. Majeski sails it off in there. He's to our back bumper into the final turn. We go defensive. We cover the bottom lane as we exit the corner, sliding now off the corner, down the front straightaway. We're going to spot it. We're running out of fuel coming to the line, but we win. We take it. Majeski couldn't get us as the truck started to sputter. Coming to the finish, unbelievable. We take victory in Watkins Glen as we're sputtering across the line. What a fuel situation, fuel mileage thriller here in Watkins Glen. That was unbelievable. That was intense. Honestly, like, if I'm looking back at any previous NASCAR game, that's one of the most intense fuel situations I've ever been a part of. That was so awesome as we managed to stretch it. And Majeski tried to do the same thing. He put the pressure on me. If this is like Talladega where the start-finish line was further down into turn 1, he would have beat me because I was sputtering. I was running out of fuel coming to the start-finish line, but we hang on. Matt Crafton actually stayed out as well, it looks like, I think, and he got 3rd position. And then you see the rest of the drivers drivers there. I think as well maybe Spencer Boyd was able to stretch it out, but we get $68,000, our second win in the Truck Series, and it all comes in today's episode. Could not be any more happy about that, and we do get JBL as a sponsor for the next episode. It looks like crap right now. I'm gonna go fix that. No special events or anything actually at the end of this episode, so we're just gonna get some work done. We've got a level 4 mostly truck for the Richmond season finale with a level 6 suspension, but there we are, second in the playoff points at 10 playoff points now. Lane Riggs, of course, Majeski, Rhodes, and those guys all in the playoffs now. Chandler Smith in the game's the only one in on points, and that could change going into Richmond, but we're not going to count the likes of Curry, Larson, and Bush. And Kligerman, I just need to figure out if he's part-time or not. Someone let me know down below, because I know he just doesn't run great a lot, but he might be just part-time. So nonetheless, I'll see you guys in the next one for the regular season finale at Richmond, and we'll kick off the first couple of races of the playoffs. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.